In the dark expanse of the galaxy, where empires rose and fell like the tides, the galactic dominion stood unchallenged for millennia. Across countless worlds, their might was absolute, their rule unquestioned. The species under their thumb knew the rules: obey or face annihilation. A single word from the Imperial Council, and entire planets were reduced to ash. Fear was the language of their reign. And yet, in the far corner of this galaxy, a small blue planet, Earth, had been overlooked, ignored, dismissed, and laughed at by galactic scholars as a primitive world of insignificant humans. Their technology was crude, their culture a chaotic jumble of nations constantly at war with each other. There was no reason to fear them, no reason to care about their fate. Or so the Dominion thought. It wasn't until the Dominion's High Command decided to test the humans that things began to shift. Commander Zorath, the ruthless tactician of the Imperial fleet, sat in the council chambers aboard the colossal warship Dominance, looking out across the stars. His fingers danced across a holographic map as he glanced over the details of Earth's primitive systems. A light smirk spread across his face. "Let's teach them a lesson," Zorath muttered to himself. "We shall send a message to this Earth." A simple demonstration of power. The order was given. A single fleet of Dominion warships would descend upon the planet and obliterate their most populous city. No resistance could possibly stop them. The humans would quake in fear, begging for mercy, and the Dominion would solidify their reign once more. Zorath's fleet set course for Earth. At first, the humans were unaware of the impending disaster. Governments bickered and politicians danced around their petty squabbles, unaware that their fate had already been sealed. But then the sky began to darken. The air grew tense. A wave of panic spread across the world as the first Dominion ships appeared in Earth's atmosphere, their sheer size blotting out the sun. The Dominion had arrived. But Earth had a few surprises up its sleeve. On the ground, the humans did what they did best: adapt. No alien force had ever come this close to their planet before. Earth was full of warriors, scientists, engineers, and everyday people with a resilience that had been honed by centuries of conflict. The world was no stranger to challenges, but this was different. This was an enemy who believed they were invincible. One such person was General Eve Thompson, a war hero who had been a part of Earth's elite defense program. When the Dominion ships appeared, she immediately mobilized the human resistance, an underground network of scientists, soldiers, and civilians who had been preparing for the day Earth would be noticed by the stars. "Get every satellite in the sky now. Full tactical lockdown. Activate the defense grid," Eve ordered through her comlink. She knew Earth had the tech, albeit primitive compared to the Dominion, but Earth had never stopped innovating. It was then that the humans realized something terrifying. The Dominion had underestimated them. The world's armies, once divided by borders, united in the face of this common threat. Earth's governments, from the smallest republic to the largest superpower, coordinated with military precision. As the Dominion ships began their descent, they were met not with chaos or surrender, but with a surprising response: a barrage of powerful energy weapons that had been hidden away in Earth's orbit for decades, unnoticed by the Dominion. Satellite defense systems powered up, unleashing beams of concentrated energy that rocked the first wave of Dominion ships. Zorath was taken aback. He had expected a few missiles, a weak resistance, but not this. "What is this? They have no technology capable of this." Zorath barked as his ship shuddered under the impact of a direct hit. The Dominion fleet had been caught off guard, their shields barely holding against the human onslaught. Back on Earth, the world watched in disbelief as their ships, tanks, and artillery fired in unison. With Earth's combined might, the Dominion fleet began to falter, but the humans weren't content to simply defend. They were determined to make a statement. General Thompson knew what had to be done. She ordered her forces to launch an offensive. Humanity was about to send a message to the stars. The human counterattack took the Dominion by surprise. Earth's newly forged alliances created a swarm of weaponized spacecraft that cut through the Dominion's ranks like a blade through silk. The galaxy's supposed invincible fleet was now desperately scrambling to avoid annihilation. Zorath paced his command deck, his mind racing. His pride had been shattered in front of him. He had made the mistake of underestimating the humans. He had made the mistake of believing they would cower. But instead, they fought back like a force of nature. He looked out the viewport, his eyes widening as he saw more human ships pouring from their planet, rising from cities and military bases, and forming a massive counter-armada. The humans were no longer a primitive race. They had united, and they were coming for him. In desperation, Zorath called for reinforcements, but the Dominion had no more ships to spare. Their empire was spread thin, and Earth had just delivered a crushing blow. His forces were too scattered, and Earth's retaliation was swift, brutal, and overwhelming. The battle raged on for days, but Earth's tenacity couldn't be matched. The Dominion was pushed back, retreating from Earth's orbit in disarray. Zorath's once proud fleet had been reduced to scattered fragments, and the humans had proved that their technology, while initially underdeveloped, could rival even the most advanced galactic weapons. The message was clear. Earth wasn't weak. Earth wasn't afraid. Earth was going to make sure that no empire, no matter how mighty, would ever forget who they were again. As the last of the Dominion ships fled into the distant stars, General Eve Thompson stood on the balcony of her command center, looking up at the sky. It was now peaceful, the stars twinkling as if mocking the once feared empire that had dared to invade Earth. F** around and find out, she whispered with a smile. Humanity had made its mark on the galaxy, and no one would ever forget Earth again. The end.